I haven't seen much buzz about this fire tender versus this fire tender. So I decided to test them out myself. This is the mimosa tree. It is extremely invasive and it grows very fast. You'll find it along roads, creeks, and field edges. It has fern-like leaves and pink flowers. It grows wild from Texas to the Carolinas and has even been found in California. This is Arrowwood. It is a native shrub that grows along creeks and woodland edges. It has smooth bark, straight shoots, and it is a dense wood. The leaves are oval with a coarse edge, and it produces small white flowers that grow in clusters. Now, I've known for a while that Arrowwood will make a fire tender even when it's green and wet. You just set it in the sun for a little while and let it dry out. But mimosa, which is an invasive species all over the world, can do the same exact thing. So we got us a nice little stick there of mimosa. Take your knife, the tip of your knife, and cut inside the bark down the length of that limb, and it should pull apart like this. So what you're trying to do is get all that bark off, and you're going to expose the white inside of the wood. Now you can do the same thing with the Arrowwood. Just start and go all the way down. You're just trying to get that bark off. Now, one thing you will notice with this is how wet this inner between the bark and the wood is. On the Arrowwood, it is extremely wet. And the mimosa is not as wet as the Arrowwood, but it is extremely wet in between here. All right, so I'm going to use my saw here, which has a very sharp 90-degree spine on the backside. We're going to take our mimosa and we're just going to scrape down this backside of this saw and then go down. Now see how it makes a very fine, very nice little fibrous fire tender right there, and we're going to make a little pile of it. All right. There you go. That is enough to test out this demonstration. Now, do the same thing with the Arrowwood. You make a real good fibrous fire tender right there, and this will ignite wet. Both of these will. Let's set these out in the sun and let them dry out for about 5 or 10 minutes or so. All right, so we're going to put the Arrowwood on this rock, and we're going to put the mimosa on this one. Let them sit in the sun and dry out. And here in South Mississippi, it's hot already. It is ridiculous hot. All right, here we go. We have the mimosa and we have the Arrowwood right here. These have been sitting in the sun. They've dried out. I can tell you now that the mimosa seems like it has shrunk just a touch, but the Arrowwood has not. Let's see how viable this is. Y'all saw this. We did it at the same time. Everything's been done at the same time. I scraped them at the same time. They set in the woods at the same time, or set in the sun, I'm sorry. Now let's see how well they burn, and let's bunch these up. There we go. Let's bunch these up. And let's get this fire started. Oh, it was lit. There we go. We got a flame. We got a flame. Now look at that. We have a flame. Ow! With green wood. These things were both green. Now it seems like the mimosa is burning a little bit hotter than the Arrowwood, actually. Being that I was already experimenting, I decided to use some char cloth. Put it in there, bundled it up, hit it with a ferro rod, gave it some oxygen, and next thing you know, blew it right into flames. Not bad for green, wet wood. Now, fieldcraft is all about practicing. It's not repeating what everybody else says. It's about getting out there, finding what works, and doing it yourself. And the Mimosa versus the Arrowwood, these things are both viable options, and they're both good for my kit and my future knowledge kit when I head out into the great outdoors. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up. And all your ways, acknowledge him, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.